This comprehensive guide will walk you through the essential steps of conducting effective job interviews that identify and secure the best candidates for your organization. From preparation to decision-making, you'll learn strategies that transform your hiring process. Hiring decisions have profound financial and cultural impacts on your organization. According to the Society for Human Resource Management, SHRM, the average cost of a bad hire to U.S. companies is $15,000 per employee. This figure doesn't even account for the less tangible, but equally damaging effects, such as decreased team morale and lost productivity. Conversely, the right hire can dramatically boost team productivity, elevate workplace morale, and improve overall retention rates. The interview process represents your most powerful opportunity to distinguish between candidates who merely look good on paper and those who will truly excel in your organization. Average cost per bad hire. According to SHRM research. Productivity boost. From great cultural fits. Higher retention. When hiring is done right. Define must-haves. Identify essential skills, experience, and character traits based on your current top performers. Create a success profile that describes what excellence looks like in this specific role. Craft clear job descriptions. According to Michael Mercer and the National Federation of Independent Business (NFIB), precise job descriptions help filter resumes more effectively, saving valuable time in the screening process. Research candidates. Review candidates' professional backgrounds thoroughly and customize your questions to probe their specific experiences and potential contributions to your team. Scan for relevance and stability. Prioritize candidates with directly relevant experience and a track record of stability, typically 3+ years per position. Look for specific achievements rather than just responsibilities. Evaluate attention to detail. Immediately eliminate resumes with typos, formatting inconsistencies, or sloppy presentation. These errors often indicate similar carelessness in professional work. Consider pre-employment testing. Implement standardized assessments to evaluate skills, cognitive abilities, or personality traits that predict success in your specific role before investing in full interviews. An effective resume screening process serves as your first defense against unsuitable candidates, allowing you to focus interview time on truly promising prospects. A systematic approach to resume screening can eliminate up to 75% of unqualified candidates before the interview stage, saving your organization valuable time and resources. A well-structured interview follows a deliberate pattern that maximizes information gathering while creating a positive candidate experience. According to hiring experts, interviews should include diverse question types. Include behavioral, situational, technical, and cultural fit questions to assess different aspects of the candidate's capabilities. STAR evaluation method. Analyze responses using the situation, task, action, result framework to compare candidates objectively. Active listening strategy. Develop a system for note-taking that allows you to remain engaged while documenting key insights for later evaluation. Interviewers who use a consistent structure are twice as likely to make successful hires compared to those who conduct unstructured interviews. Harvard Business Review. The first few minutes of an interview establish rapport and reveal the candidate's communication style and preparation level. Recruiting experts suggest these questions effectively open the conversation and set the stage. Personal introduction. Tell me about yourself and your qualifications for this role. This open-ended question allows candidates to highlight what they consider most relevant about their background. Motivation assessment. What specifically attracted you to this position and our company? This reveals whether the candidate has researched your organization and understands the role's requirements. Career trajectory. How does this position fit into your overall career goals? This helps assess alignment between the candidate's aspirations and what your organization can offer. Pay close attention to candidates' ability to articulate thoughts clearly and concisely during these initial exchanges. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior in similar situations. Behavioral questions delve into a candidate's past experiences to understand how they've handled relevant situations, providing insight into their actual work habits and problem-solving skills. Mastering the STAR method for comprehensive responses. To ensure comprehensive and structured answers, encourage candidates to use the STAR method. S. Situation. Set the scene and provide necessary context for the story. T. Task. Describe the specific responsibility or challenge you faced. A. Action. Detail the steps you personally took to address the situation. R. Result. Explain the measurable outcome achieved as a direct result of your actions. Powerful behavioral questions to ask. Overcoming challenges. Tell me about a time you overcame a significant challenge at work. Conflict resolution. Describe a conflict with a coworker and how you resolved it. Going above and beyond. Give an example of when you went above and beyond what was required. Adapting to change. Share a situation where you had to adapt quickly to changing circumstances. According to interview coach Richard McMahon, these questions are crucial for revealing a candidate's true work style, problem-solving approach, and interpersonal skills. When candidates provide all 4 STAR components, you gain a 360-degree view of their capabilities and approach to workplace challenges. While behavioral questions look backward at past performance, situational questions look forward, challenging candidates to demonstrate they would handle hypothetical scenarios relevant to your workplace. Listen for structured thinking, consideration of multiple factors, and alignment with your company values in their responses. Technical questions must be carefully tailored to the specific requirements of the position. The goal is to verify that candidates possess the specialized knowledge and skills essential for success in the role. For marketing roles. Describe a marketing campaign you led from concept to execution. What metrics did you use to measure success? How do you stay current with emerging marketing trends and technologies? Walk me through your approach to developing buyer personas. For IT positions. Explain your troubleshooting methodology when diagnosing a complex network issue. How do you ensure security best practices are followed in your code? Describe a time when you had to learn a new technology quickly to complete a project. Consider including practical exercises or assessments for roles requiring demonstrable technical skills. Collaboration style. Do you prefer working independently or as part of a team? Can you give examples of when you've thrived in both environments? Listen for flexibility and self-awareness about work preferences. Professional reputation. How would your previous managers and colleagues describe your work style and contributions to the team? Reveal self-perception and potential reference check insights. Growth mindset. Where do you see yourself professionally in 5 years? What steps are you taking to get there? According to Robert Half, this question assesses ambition, planning capabilities, and potential longevity with your organization. Cultural fit questions should focus on work preferences and values rather than personal characteristics that could lead to bias or discrimination. Even the most prepared candidates reveal warning signs during interviews. Being alert to these indicators can save your organization from costly hiring mistakes. Evasive responses. Candidates who consistently provide vague answers, especially to direct questions about their experience or skills, may be attempting to hide knowledge gaps or problematic work history. Negativity about past employers. Excessive criticism of previous managers, colleagues, or company suggests a pattern of blame shifting and potential difficulty accepting feedback or responsibility. Lack of engagement. Minimal preparation, limited questions about the role, or low energy during the interview often indicates lackluster interest that will translate to poor performance. Pay attention to what candidates reveal when they think they're not being evaluated, like during small talk, or when asking their own questions. Don't ignore intuitive concerns. Follow up on vague answers with specific probing questions that require concrete examples or measurable outcomes. How you conclude an interview affects both your evaluation process and the candidate's impression of your organization. A structured closing ensures you gather all necessary information while maintaining professionalism. Invite questions. Ask, "What questions do you have for me?" The quality and depth of candidate questions often reveal their level of interest, preparation, and professional priorities. Explain next steps. Clearly outline the remaining hiring process, including timeline expectations, additional interviews, and when the candidate can expect to hear back. Transparency builds trust. Document impressions. Immediately after the interview, take 5 to 10 minutes to record detailed notes and complete your evaluation form while the conversation is fresh in your mind. Revealing candidate questions. What does success look like in this role at 90 days and 1 year? What are the biggest challenges facing the team right now? How would you describe the company culture and leadership style? What opportunities exist for professional development? The decision-making phase requires balancing objective assessment with informed judgment. Research shows that a bad hire can cost 30% of the employee's first-year salary in lost productivity and replacement expenses. Compare objectively. Review candidate evaluation forms and interview notes against your predetermined scoring rubric. Assess both technical qualifications and cultural alignment without allowing recency bias to affect judgment. Consider team dynamics. Evaluate how each candidate would complement existing team strengths and weaknesses. The right hire brings not only skills, but also diversity of thought and approach that enhances team performance. Assess growth potential. Look beyond immediate needs to consider candidates' capacity for development and advancement within your organization. The best hires offer both immediate value and long-term potential. Professional follow-up demonstrates respect for candidates' time and strengthens your organization's employer brand, regardless of hiring outcomes. For all candidates, send acknowledgement emails within 24 to 48 hours of interviews. Provide clear timelines for next steps in the process. Respond promptly to any follow-up questions. For rejected candidates, deliver news respectfully and promptly once decisions are final. Offer specific, constructive feedback when appropriate. Keep doors open for future opportunities if candidates showed potential. Before implementation, XYZ Corp struggled with high turnover rates, poor team cohesion, and inconsistent performance due to subjective hiring. This led to 30% annual turnover rate, low employee engagement scores, frequent mismatches between skills and position requirements. Transformation process. The company implemented standardized STAR-based behavioral interviews, pre-employment assessments, and structured evaluation forms. All hiring managers received comprehensive training, which included developed role-specific question banks, created weighted scoring rubrics, instituted panel interviews for key positions. Results after 1 year. The structured approach yielded dramatic improvements across all key metrics, validating the investment in interview process refinement, resulting in 40% reduction in turnover, 25% increase in productivity, significantly higher employee satisfaction scores. Preparation is key. Invest time upfront to understand role requirements and candidate backgrounds. Create a structured interview plan with targeted questions for capabilities and cultural alignment. Balance question types. Incorporate a strategic mix of behavioral, situational, technical, and cultural fit questions. Use the STAR method to objectively evaluate responses. Data-driven decisions. Implement structured evaluation forms and scoring rubrics to reduce bias. Consider multiple perspectives through panel interviews for fair assessment. Build employer brand. Deliver a professional candidate experience from start to finish. Provide timely follow-up and constructive feedback to maintain relationships, even with unselected candidates. Prepare. Define your ideal candidate profile and develop a structured interview plan that reveals both skills and character. Execute. Conduct comprehensive interviews using strategic questions that provide meaningful insights about each candidate. Decide. Trust the process. Use your structured evaluation to confidently select candidates who will excel in your organization. Remember, your next star employee is just one well-conducted interview away.